Good afternoon. Today we'll be speaking to you about the Siemens case. The Siemens case is about a German company located in Germany that's focused on biotechnology. And its main focus on this case was the corruption that has to do with the company during its first couple years. First, our group definition of corruption is the action of making something illegal, immoral, or unethical affecting a person in a direct way. The three types of corruption that we picked for our project are extortion, political, and ethical corruption. The first thing that we were talking to you about would be extortion. Extortion, for example, in the Iraqi war that happened a couple of years ago with George Bush initiating the war, was that people have to live in conditions, whether or not they liked it or not, having to pay taxes or having to live in certain places where the government had to intervene to be able to more likely have everybody safe. The second thing is political corruption. Political corruption right now in Mexico, as anybody could see, is one of the worst things that can happen right now due to the fact that it's unequal pay, unequal liberty, anything that has to do with law during this time. Next thing is ethical corruption, as I commented on Mexico's problem, is that many people here take advantage of one or another, which is one of the main reasons that people here don't have a lot of responsibility or a lot of care towards another person. Well, the next thing, after now that we've finished this, is who is harmed by corruption. Basically, the people in this world, obviously everybody, is affected by corruption. How? Well, it could be like how we mentioned earlier, political or ethical, having to do with money or having to do with people's way of thinking. How Siemens got into a problem of corruption? Well, basically, the employees were making bribes to people in other countries so that way they can have the advances that people have today. So that way they could easily get money, millions of dollars. Being a big company, it's easy for them to do that. And what was the cost of Siemens had to pay for the problem? What we counted today in total was around 10.1 million euros, having to do with all the lawsuits and all the payments that had to be done during the process. And what was the solution to fight corruption? Well, the first thing that they did was they fired the CEO, which is Klaus Kleinfeld, and they got a new one, basically, that from bottom to top reconstructed the whole company and eventually helped everybody else. As a Siemens employee, what would we do? Basically, having to do with all the laws and everything that we were talking about. First, that we would actually sue the company in general, going to the resources department and asking them what's going on, and basically all that kind of stuff. If they don't respond to our problem, then I guess we would have to go directly to the CEO and go directly to the law enforcement of that company. If you have any questions or anything that you guys would like to answer, please feel free to ask anything. If any questions during or after class, we hope that you enjoyed our presentation. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.